would you rather draft Jalen Duren at pick 8 or any one of Mark Williams, Walker Kessler, or Christian Coloco at pick 23?
Okay. So, Corey, right now I'm a little annoyed because you literally asked me the question that I wanted to ask you guys. It's such a draft philosophy question that has been this has been chewing at me for 3 weeks now, because every time we do a big board or a mock draft, you, Corey, have been consistent about your love and support for Jalen Duren, and I really respect that. But in the back of my mind, I keep asking myself, okay, I understand that there are things that Jalen Duren can do on the court that those 3 other guys that you mentioned, and maybe even a Kamagate or whoever, even that Butler kid from Florida State, holy crap. I can't shake this question in my mind. As you mentioned, I really do believe there might be an NBA team that takes Duren 7 or 8, right? Or even in the 12 range, right? But then for me, it's what is the huge difference between Duren and that other crop of guys? Because as I mentioned before, I believe so much of your evaluation with Duren is going to be theoretical, right? Because I don't by the end of the season, how much is Duren going to actually be able to show us as a college prospect coming into the NBA? Meanwhile, we have guys like Mark Williams playing for a high-profile Duke team. He's starting to do more. Walker Kessler's had a nice string of games the last 3-4 games where he's putting up some big numbers. Coloco, I really enjoyed watching Coloco's tape. And shouts to you, Rucker, because I think you were one of the first people I ever heard even talk about Coloco. And you start to see his hands, the way that he can move, the raw strength that he has. It's pretty ridiculous, right? Kamagate, Butler, it's a long list of centers. For me, I want to ask you guys, because for me, I lean towards, why don't I take a guy in the late first round, early second? So my question for you guys is, once again, for me, it feels so much of what Duren is and could be is theoretical. What would move you guys to taking him in the top 8 and not Kessler at 29 or Mark Williams at 22? You get what I'm saying? Because for me, I lean more towards that crop in that range. So does Duren have that type of ceiling where you feel confident in taking him in that range of 8 to 12? Or is it safer to just wait a little bit, is the question that I really wanted to ask you guys, because it's kind of been messing with me a lot.
So for me, I think, or if you're taking Duren, or you're thinking about it and you're wrestling with this philosophical question, you see that smart guy Twitter, draft Twitter, we could talk philosophy. We'll make some dick jokes along the way, but we'll get serious too. We're the whole package, man.
We're smarter than we look.
So the philosophical question is is Walker Kessler's ceiling Jalen Duren's floor? Is the way I would approach it. Is Mark Williams ever going to be anything more than a Daniel Gafford type of center? But he is what he is. You kind of know what he is, right? If I'm drafting him, if I'm the Hornets, I think he went to the Hornets in our latest mock draft at no ceilings, I know why I'm drafting him there. To protect the rim for maybe some perimeter defense that looks a little shoddy, and he's going to catch a bajillion lobs from Melo, and that's awesome. With Duren, you have those questions. Is he going to be a short roll passer? Is he going to be able to hit that little mid-range jumper? Is he going to show that little turnaround post fade that he had in high school? Those are questions for me philosophically, where if I'm drafting him higher, it's all right, low end, he's probably going to be DeAndre Jordan. I think that could be his floor. And even if he doesn't really develop his game all that much, at least if you put him with a good point guard, he'll still find ways to contribute, even if he's not on the floor game 6 of the playoffs in round 2. I don't know if I could have the conversations with Mark Williams and Walker Kessler and Christian Coloco of can these guys do a whole lot more than what we're kind of seeing them doing? And when we're comparing them, Coloco's a little bit older, right? And he's finally showing those signs and getting the opportunity. Duren's doing, we're having these questions about him, and he just turned 18. he can vote now, but he couldn't in the last election. You know, like that's where we're at with him. So that's kind of my philosophical feeling on why you would be the guy in the war room going, we should take Duren over those guys early because of this.